What's up, y'all? Let's change some oil in this 2006 Chevrolet Impala. So let's see what we got here. We got some Max Life 5W30, and that was $22.96. Of course, we got an oil fee, which ought to be 10 cents. We got a Fram oil filter, and that was $4.17. This is from Walmart. Here's the oil filter I got. I got a Fram Extra Guard pH 9837. Valvoline synthetic blend, high mileage, 5W30. It's 5 quarts. Hey, that doesn't mean that the 5 quarts thing doesn't mean that it takes 5 quarts. It does not. This car takes 4 quarts. So we got the 3900 V6 in this Chevrolet Impala. It's a 2006. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna change the oil, and of course the oil goes in here. You check the oil here, and the oil filter is down there, and we'll access that from the bottom. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I've got a partial oil jug over there, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, just out of convenience, this is a 5 quart jug. There's a quart side, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna pour enough oil in it to take out that top quart. I'm gonna pour it into that extra jug. That way, the only thing I'm pouring into the car is from here down. I don't be having to worry about pouring some in and pouring some in and worry about trying to get down to that line whenever I'm pouring it in the car. I just want it to be, you know, straight up, I'm pouring this jug in here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour the first quart into that extra jug that I have. And it'll also be easier to pour out of this jug, pouring it into the car with some taken off the top there. All right, there we are at the 4 quart line. Okay, so here we are under the car, passenger's wheel. Of course, this is one of them sideways engines, you know, front wheel drive. And right there is the oil filter, okay? So here we are, front of the car, comes back. Here's like an air dam. Here's this aluminum panel here, and there's the oil filter right there. So what we're gonna do, I may have to go get a glove because it's hard to get my hand up around there, or a tool or something. I have used big channel locks, and I'm gonna take that loose, put the new oil filter on, and then I will proceed with draining the oil from right there, okay? Now you can do that in either order. You can drain the oil, and then you can remove the the oil filter and replace it. It really doesn't matter. I was raised draining the oil, then changing the filter. That much extra oil doesn't come out if you change the filter first. The thing that I like about changing the oil filter first is I'm not dropping the oil filter. If I accidentally slips out of my hand or something due to it being hot, I'm not dropping it down into a big pan full of oil, you know, a big splash. So this way I can just let it drop. It drops down into the pan and no splash. And then I can take that loose and let that drain in there, okay? Bag, this blue shop towel, and put it around the filter and turn it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna gradually loosen it up and let the oil start dripping out. Okay, I'm not sure if I can do this one-handed or not. I mean, anybody can do it one-handed, but not do it one-handed to make an utter mess and get oil all over myself. There it goes. All right, so pull this over. I'm gonna let that drain out and take the oil filter off with the new oil filter on, and then I'll worry about draining the oil. So the oil stopped running out around the filter, and I'm gonna go ahead and take the filter off and to get that new one put on. Hey, one important thing to do is you wanna look up there and you wanna make sure everything's fine. You wanna make sure that it hasn't left an O-ring up there, and clean up the edge there where the O-ring will be sitting against the engine, okay? So my dad always told me to pour some oil in this oil filter. That way it's not starting from dry. And to put some oil around this rim here. I'm not sure why the reason is to put the oil around the rim, but I'm doing what my dad says
My dad was really good at this kind of thing. And I do understand putting oil in there. That way it's not starting from a dry start. The thing I like about these Fram filters is they've got this gripper part on it. So just put it on here and don't like murder the thing. I mean, don't kill it, but you want it good and tight. You don't want to have to take channel locks to get it back off, which I've had to do before from taking it to a mechanic shop. All right, that's on. Now, time to get that drained. So I got a 13mm socket, and that is for the oil plug, okay? So I'm gonna take that off and let the oil drain out. Okay, it's loose, and y'all, sometimes the oil can be really hot. So be aware of that and don't get burned up, okay? Then you'll even drop your oil plug down your oil, and you gotta worry about searching for that. So look at that black gold. Let's let that drain out of there, put the plug back in, and put some fresh oil in. This is my dad's Impala. He didn't buy it new. He bought it within the last couple of years of his life, it seems like. I'm not sure how many years, but he bought it used and had good many miles on it. It wasn't over 100,000 miles. It was under 100,000 miles, but it's pretty good car. Got a couple little scuffs here and there. The lady that had it before him, from my understanding, liked to hit the bottle. See how this door sits funny? How it sits out up at the top a little bit. It doesn't really close good. It fits tighter at the bottom. See it sits in farther at the bottom than it does at the top, so it leaks a little bit of water. It doesn't leak so much that, you know, it's gonna cause any kind of smell or any kind of problems in there, but, you know, a good hard rain, you would run into an issue like that. But it's a decent car. I like these Cooper tires that I put on it this last time. These are excuse me, these are Cooper CS5s. These Stable Edge Cooper CS5 Ultra RA is what they are. And I believe I'm gonna put some of these on the back of it also next time I get tires. Whenever I get a chance, I need to look at the brakes, but I did look at the rear on the driver's side, and those looked fine. So I just didn't get a chance to look at the rest of the brakes. I did recently buy some lug nuts to replace these because I'd taken some of them off and they look pretty rough on the other side. I guess I'll go check on that oil now and see if it's all drained out. Have y'all ever replaced the batteries in one of these? This joker can be a royal pain. You know, you got to do some stuff with taking the fuse box loose and kind of pulling it up out of the way. You got to take this bar off, and the first couple of times I did it, it was like I had to turn the battery up at a diagonal with the terminals down to the side and pull it up through the hole. But the last time I did it, I was able to twist the battery around and pull it straight up through this hole. It was quite a challenge. I did it once easily, and then whenever I went to put the battery back in, that was kind of a challenge to get it back in that way. But I knew that there had to be a better solution versus tilting this thing up on its side and pulling it up. But again, like I say, you gotta take this bar off before you attempt any of that. And I always take these two nuts loose. That way you can pull this back out of the way. One thing that I did the last time, you don't have much slack with moving this, so I did take the cover of the fuse box off. All right, let me put that oil plug back in. Okay, I was gonna show you something. So if you just grab a hold of this and turn it, sometimes the whole sleeve will come up with it. You don't want that. Put that sleeve back down in there. And you wanna hold on this side, like with my hand that's holding the camera, and you twist on this side. Okay, if you do pull the whole thing out, just take one side into your left hand and the top part into your right hand and take it loose and screw the other part back down in there. Okay, this is just an extension to get you past all this plastic that's up here, okay? Oh wow, I made a mess. Hey, here's the funny thing. That's what I get for trying to make a video, doing the video myself, not using an oil filter. I'm trying to be slick. You know, obviously slick didn't work. So now I've got an oily mess I've got to clean up. And there's no redo in that take. Oil's too expensive for that. Should have used an oil filter and, but whatever. My rant goes on and on. Hey, would it drain slower? It would have been an oil filter. That's aggravating. Now that joker's gonna smoke. All down on here. It's so stupid. Anyhow, let me get this oil jug off and wipe this down. Y'all, I kept saying that I didn't use an oil filter. Yes, I used an oil filter. What I didn't use is a oil funnel. So, yeah, big boo-boo. All right, all wiped down, nice and pretty. I knew I was too clumsy to do that. But anyway, let's put the oil plug in. I'm gonna crank the engine, and then after that, watch the oil pressure come up, and then I'm gonna pull the old dipstick and check the oil levels. Hey, you know what's funny is, I said that I was gonna come in here and crank it and watch the oil pressure come up. Where did I think I was in one of my Camaros or something? There is no oil pressure. We got RPM, a speedometer, temperature, and fuel. No oil pressure. Why not give us some oil pressure? We're not good enough for oil pressure? Can only sports cars have oil pressure? And 99 model pickups? I don't know. So you see how it says 99% oil life remaining? What I do is I went through these and I got it to where the car information, okay, that's what the I is, car information, and I pressed that until it got to showing to where it said 0% oil life remaining, and then I went to the check mark and I held down the check mark until it went to 100, and I think I very quickly changed to 99% oil life remaining. Why can't we have 100% oil life remaining? I mean, I haven't even been anywhere. What's wrong with that other 1%? Okay, so I cranked the car, reset the oil life. The oil light came on at first and then it went away. And I just checked the oil, and if you can tell, the of course pulled the dipstick out a couple times and cleaned it. You see where the oil is? See these hashes? See where it comes up to? So we're in good shape. All right, so just so you know, if this whole thing is down, you know, this isn't a whole quart of oil, okay? So the top little indentation there, that means full, where all these hashes are. And this is just different graduations. I don't know exactly how much that is that you're low, but I'm a hair, it looks like I'm a hair bit low, maybe one notch down, and I'm not worried about one notch down. I'll check it again in a few weeks, and if it's not in the same place, if it goes down a little bit, I'll add a little oil to it. Because guess what? This car does lose a little oil. It's a 06, and it's got like 130,000 miles on it. So you are going to lose a little bit of oil. It does have a slight oil leak, but look at that pretty clean oil in there. All right, let's put this thing back together. Put this dipstick back in. Hey, y'all, don't make a mess like I did. But guess what? When you're changing your oil, you're not going to be making a video about changing your oil. Especially not by yourself. Okay, hey, thanks for watching this video. I hope it was helpful to you if you've never changed the oil in a 2006 Chevrolet Impala. This was the 3900 motor, 3900 V6. Hope you have a pleasant day, and thanks for watching. Bye, y'all.